First step is choose your denim or get your sewing pattern. We're gonna decide how to make that sewing pattern. Choose your denim, inspect fabric. We can see that there's some creases over here and over here, so we're gonna cut this excess off in a nice straight line so we don't have that in any of our jeans, and use this as tester fabric and scrap to test out the machines and different effects and stuff. Then on average you need at least 2 yards depending on the width of the fabric and things like that, because some are working on selvage, but there's a generalization of the average of 2.5 yards when working on foot wide fabrics. So let's see if that holds true for the size that we're making. The size we're making is a 36 inseam, so it's going to need more than we think, but I'm going to show you the tip that shows you how much fabric we need without cutting too much or too little. The front leg from the pattern and put it out lengthwise to see how much you need and add a little bit more, but I'll show you how to do that. And then you're going to take the pattern piece and lay it down. When you find out where it is, we're going to cut a straight line and fold that in flat. Now we're going to fold the fabric parallel. We're getting the grain lines parallel to each other, nice and flat with no air bubbles. Sometimes we use a ruler to do that, like a wooden ruler to flatten it out, but no air bubbles at all. And then we're gonna arrange all our pattern pieces into the best configuration here, which is called marking. So we grabbed all the basic pieces that we need without our design ones. We got our back, we got our front, we got a curved waistband, we got our front pocket facing, we got our back pocket, coin pocket, belt loops, second back pocket, front fly facings and button placket, yoke, and yeah, that's it. And our front pocket stencil, because we do that a little differently. All right, next. All right, so we did great over here. One improvement that we could have did is that marry these 2 lines over here. Don't forget that this is cut 1, so only cut 1 layer of this, okay? If you want to make a chalk mark to remind you, you can do that too. And then so we had that, and then we improved that with the waistband and belt loops by marrying this line. Now we're going to go into how to cut thick lines like this to make sure that we get the correct fit for everything. When you have a thick line, you can do basically 3 things. You can sharpen your chalk to get a thinner line, like as when he was beginning. And if you don't feel like doing that, then you're pretty much going to cut on the inside of this line and this line if you want to be super surgeon perfect, or you can cut down the middle of the thick line if you want to meet in the middle road. Again, you can cut on the inside, in the middle, or just not care. Either way, it's up to you and the kind of sewing that you want to do, but it will matter when fit comes, okay? All right, and then always keep the table clear, making sure that we hanging up the patterns and getting them out of the way so we know what we do and don't have to cut, and whatever's left out is what we have to cut. All right, doing that. And yeah, organization. And don't forget your pattern weights. Most of our pieces cut over here. We're gonna cut this last one. One important thing is to make sure that you bundle up all your pieces that you're not using to cut, because some pieces, even though it looks like it might be for something else, it might not be, and you want to get that separate. This looks like a belt loop almost exactly, but it's off. All right, now the next step is not for the internet, but it's on these pieces of paper right here, and that's when you don't have to really come in person and learn or get the curriculum. But the next step is, let's see, press 1. So it's all pressing, SB? Yep, it's all pressing, waistband, and it has the measurements. Yeah, and I'll show you what that kind of means because it's kind of cryptic.